Okay, is that better? I hope that's better. Right, okay, that seems to be better. Thank you very much. How are you doing, Vicky? Okay, mate. Right. I'll start again, Charles. Now that I'm not in chipmunk mode. Right. I'm late as usual. Um, yeah, I misplanned it. I thought I planned it quarter past. I hadn't actually booked it for quarter past. I booked it for 9. So I'm a tiny bit late getting started. However, luckily I don't know what you've all decided to do, so I'm going to have to go have a look. So let's go have a look at the community page, because I don't know what you planned for me to do this evening. I have no idea what everyone has selected on the poll, so I'm going to go have a look. It seems to be 9 votes in total, 78% sorting the rest of the army out, and 22% painting the second company. It looks like I'm sorting the army out. So, how do you end polls? I'm going to have to figure out how you end polls on YouTube. I have no idea how you do that. Dan, how you doing, man? How you doing? Welcome this evening. Welcome. And Sinscape, thank you very much for joining. Anyone who, I think I've already pinned the link at the top. So anyone who anyone who knows how to or wishes to, can please come up. Buzzard, I'll give you a chance to sort your stuff out if you're coming up. Just wait. I'll wait till the message pops up. I think somewhere else. Yes. I'll wait till you're ready if you're coming up. So sorting out the rest of my army. Now I'm at a bit of a dilemma at the moment, because I'm unsure what to do with a lot of these, which are, I'll bring it down a bit because we've got a bit more. Essentially, all these are 5-man squads of basic troops. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 not currently used. I don't think. No, that's the heavy squads. That's where the 30 of them are used up. It's the 60 tacticals that I used up there. Now, I could, because I do need another 30 intercessors, use these to bulk out the third company and fill up the rest of the units. Or I could use them to start off the troops which are available for 5th. I am tempted to dissolve them, looking at what's available. If I were to kind of dissolve part of them within 3rd and remove the price of having to purchase a load of those to finish off the 3rd company, would probably be better to try and fill the company up at least, because that will fill the company. So he's got full troops. He's got at least got 3 selections for fast and heavy. I don't know what to do. I really don't. Eveningly, how are you doing, mate? How are you doing? I would like to. This is the. See, somebody's joining me this evening to help me sort this out. Sinscape Studios. Studio I was trying to plug in, couldn't remember the name of when I did Del's podcast. So welcome. So how are you?
Hello.
Hello. So you said you're going to help me try and sort this mess out.
I can do. I don't know how much help I'll be.
Well, as you were listening before, I brought you up. I'm trying to figure out. I've got enough intercessors to fill out the rest of the 5-man squads in third company, technically. But I prefer the 5-man intercessor squads. They seem to work better, and in the current edition blast rules, especially, they don't suffer as much as 10-man squads, even though they could still break down if they wish to. I don't know if they're keeping that ability for 10 for the combat squads. So I don't know whether do I just add those 30 guys to the other 30 that are in third and just fill it out so it's full 60 man like the fourth is, because fourth is all my old models. Good evening, Hadrich. How are you doing? Thank you for coming to join us this evening. Fourth is all my old models. So it's my tactical marines, my assault squads, my devastator squads, my centurion devastators, all the first battle marines. For those listening who've got no idea, basically they're kind of split in half at the moment. There's the old ones and then there's the new ones that they're trying to make bigger and better and sell more models on. So I've kind of got a split of both. So fourth is pretty much full apart from elites, which can easily be filled from first company using Stern Guard and Terminators. Ka-ching. Fourth company can go out with quite a decent selection if you wish to. But I don't know whether to fill third up or start fifth, because I've got more than enough captains to represent lieutenants instead. And
are you going to have enough models for a full chapter though?
Not at the moment. I've never had enough models for the full chapter. This has always been a passion project that's been a work in progress. Always has.
Everyone wants that, but no one ever has a full
chapter. I know,
chapter.
but I have at least an idea. So, for instance, the third company is the biker squad. So any biker units that would go with it would go with that one. So I currently have a proxy. Somebody printed me off a very crude bike. I slapped a storm shield on the back of it, slapped a couple of converted Primaris and other bits on there, and ka-ching, I've got a captain proxy on a bike. So I could run that easily enough if he ever stays as a model. Good evening, Squirrel. Good evening. Wow, I've got a few people joining this evening. So yeah, I could, captain wise, I've got more than enough options really to be able to do most things. The captain and the lieutenant for the fourth company, for instance, because they've got jump packs and assault packs, I could easily make the captain one of the Grey Knight models, wherever they are. The two Grey Knight models, essentially, they've got the equivalent of a Grey Knight jump pack on them. So they could easily fit in quite easily with that, especially with the new rules. So that's my current question, is what to do with those 35. I know that the assault intercessors are going to have to go into a separate company. So they're going to have to at least make the start of 5th or the start of 6th, depending on what I do with the standard intercessors. 10th is mostly made up of scouts at the moment and a single unit of reavers. But slow but surely I will get there. That's my plan anyway. But I need to know what I've got first. I need to get organised to paint the damn things.
It sounds like something I would make a spreadsheet for.
I don't like spreadsheets. I'm a pen and paper person. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Squirrel. The episode where I don't even have to touch these with anything so much as a hammer, and they fall apart sometimes. They just do it themselves. They dive off the desk and shatter into a million pieces. As anyone who collects his hobby well versed to, just dink and then arms, legs gone. I've got units currently in the process of being repaired as well. So we're still not getting any further with sorting this out. Do we start 5th with the assaults and fill up 3rd, or do we start 3rd with the... Anyway, what are you working on currently?
Me, I'm working
Yes.
on.
Well,
I'm working on a commission at the moment. Space Marines chapter called Dark Krakens.
Oh, nice. Cool. I actually know that. I want to know the colour scheme. I don't want to know the colour scheme. But let's see what they built, what they put in it.
Their Salamander's successor.
Oh, funnily enough, so is this one. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say. Black armor, purple shoulder pads, ocean planet.
Nice. Oh, I can't complain about black armor and something coloured as the shoulder pads, because essentially that's what I've done, is black armor, blue shoulder pads.
Yeah.
I can hardly criticise that. So what have you actually put in? I'm assuming, have you gone for a company, a demi company? See, another scout getting that tough there. So which captains would I put with 50 retail assault intercessors? Well, really, I'd like an assaulty captain. Got another one of those? I should have another one of those. Yeah, there he is. So I can put him with the 5th and do the... We'll do 4 5-man at least. Assault intercessors. But then I have nothing else to go in there. And that pretty much does them in. It's just first then. Right, so yes. I've answered my own question. I'm going to fill out 3rd and at least have that full. And then I could possibly use what's left over, the 5-man squad left over, to come in a veteran squad. Because I have no veterans primaris currently to go in first. Good evening, Luke. Dorito, even. Yeah, I'm not smashing this stuff like hammers. I don't care. I really don't care. My missus would agree with you, or she would love to see all of this gone and out of the house. But no, even today when we was cleaning up one of the wardrobes, I found a torso with half an arm, a head, a backpack, a scout with combat knife, a scout's arm with combat knife, a painted black backpack, a painted red left arm, and an unpainted left arm. And that was just in a random cupboard, because this stuff just gets everywhere. It's worse than Lego and glitter. It is. It is. Especially if you don't keep an eye on your bits boxes. So that puts all of them in 3rd. So 5th will be the other primaries captain with sword and shield from the Indominus box set. I was lucky enough to get 2 copies of the Space Marine side of that, which was very nice. So I got the Eradicators, what are they called? The dudes with the thingy over the shoulder. What
the Judicio.
Yes, I've got 2 of them at once.
That's the box set that I'm doing now for.
Oh right, so it's essentially that one. Do you get the captain?
The chaplain, the banner bearer, the Judicia, the 3 Eradicators, and the Blade Guard veterans.
The chaplain's the bald one like that, isn't it?
Yeah. That's the chaplain.
He's using that one instead of that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the one with the hood and the skull face.
The one with the one in your.
This is my left. This is my right.
The one on the left. Yeah, I recognise it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other one. Okay, so he's using that one. That's one I actually named as Captain Baptist. Here he's in. Then, hello, Captain. So that means you'll have one of those.
Well, I'm currently working on this one. I don't know if Cam will pick it up, but
so that is the Judicia.
Yeah, the Judicia.
So you're currently working on him.
Just doing the skin for that and the Sergeant of the Eradicators.
Well, if they're Salamander successors, then they will be black skinned, I'm assuming, unless they've lost that. No.
They are, yeah.
Which is the reason why I chose it, because I can't do skin tones in any way, shape, or form. So just basically highlighting it like grey becomes incredibly easy after a certain period of time. And
of course, I'm taking it to the next level. I'm doing like 5 different colours on
it. Yes, anyone who's not aware, please check out Sinscape Studios on Facebook. By the way, I'm looking at the wrong way. The camera's over here. This is how professional I am. Check out Sinscape Studios on Facebook, because really, good work compared to what you lot all don't get me wrong, I thank you for the compliments on my work when you do give them, but as I keep saying, these people out there that are better, and finally somebody that's better has come to have a conversation with me, but it just happened to have a conversation where I'm not bleeding pain. So it's not like I can learn anything from it at the moment. So what else did you get in that box set? You got one of them.
It was
3 Blade Guard.
3 Blade Guard, 3 Eradicators with melter guns, a Chaplain, a Standard Bearer, and the Judicio.
Oh yeah, cool. Oh, that's a rip-off box I Games Workshop sold for like 90 quid.
It's £95. Yeah, but if you think about it, how much is a box of aggressors? It's about £30, right?
Yeah.
The Eradicators are the same thing. So that's £30 there, £30 for the Blade Guard, and usually single miniature characters are about £30 each. So you're getting £60 for free.
True, but if you was lucky enough to get the Indominus box set like I was, and as well lucky enough to trade with someone who wanted the other half, it worked out far cheaper. I think the Indominus box was just £120.
Yes.
So I spent £120 and got all that plus the Captain, the Lieutenant, the Assault Intercessors. What else did you get in that box? Oh, the 3 Bikers. So that's 6.
Oh, the Indominus, yeah, the Indominus, yeah. 3 Bikers,
I ended with
Intercessors and a Captain, I believe.
You got a Captain and a Lieutenant, because you ended up with, where is it? Essentially that Lieutenant, the one with it should be a Neo Volkite weapon. I've just painted it blue so it can represent a plasma weapon, whereas the actual
plasma and Neo Volkite similar anyway.
Yeah, the actual Volkite ones I've done red so I can tell them apart. It makes sense on the battlefield and it's clear enough. As I said, mine are only going to a certain standard at the moment. There's some that are far in work in progress. But anyway, their first company. I want 5th company, which is going to be the other captain from. No, first company can have the special base. The other captain can have. And then that's them. And then pretty much everything else is part of either the command squad, 10th or 1st. And our spare captains. Because things such as ancients and etc. are given out from the command rather than necessarily assigned to each squad. So it means I've got a lot of command structure already there, which is nice. It means I don't have to buy characters. Will never change. Yes, Hadwich, my missus does have her own hobbies. She's actually indulging in one right now. She's watching the highlights from the Formula 1 racing, but she's watching very quietly so it doesn't get picked up. Right, so back to what I was doing. Captain, which is the primary switch shield.
Sorry if I don't talk much. I'm not used to it.
It's okay. I'm assuming you're also painting scenes. You were coming up on some lazy mini painting, but don't. I'm just glad to have someone to talk to and communicate and say, look, your voice is squeaky. Do something about your mic, and it helps. It does help. In this case, it actually helps as someone who has an idea of what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because I'm actually sorting out my army. It is there. However, that I'm not discouraging anyone else from clicking the link if they so desire. I just only have 3 spots left. And you can't really see much on my desk at the moment, which is the problem because I'm using pencil. So yeah, the troops 4th times 5 is that. And I'm not doing much talking. I'm really sorry about this stream. It's quite one of the boring ones. It might be quite a short one though, because it looks like I'm going to end up sorting it out quite quickly at this point. So I've only been going for 20 minutes. I've forgotten what that's about here. Let's see. Okay, so 5th is relatively small. I can have 2 lieutenants to it though. Well, seeing as I've got an overly abundance of attacky ones, I might as well have those 2 with power slots. Shame lieutenants don't actually have a built-in inbuilt. It's a shame lieutenants don't have a built-in inbuilt. The only ones that get the invulnerable saves the ones that I'm assuming you've got to go with that box set where they've got the shield and the sword, and yeah, unless you get it from the starter set or you've got Indominus, you don't have a lieutenant with an invulnerable save. It's just stupid.
Have you seen the rules they teased for Imperial Guard today? I'm sure they'll be soon.
No, I'm not actually. Go ahead. What they've teased, because I'm not sure what I think about the new 10th edition. I'm going to have to see how it plays.
The really cool thing is, all the units can be 20-man squads now.
All the units.
All of the infantry, Death Corps, and Kassakin and Cadian shock troops, they can all be 20-man squads. And if you kill them, they can come back in reserve.
Oh, so it's almost like the meat for the grinder type thing.
Essentially, yeah.
Nice. That's going to be a pain in the rear end.
Yeah, they come back in full, exactly as they were when you put them in the army.
Oh, for God's sakes.
But that it only counts for certain units.
I'm assuming you wouldn't.
They have to have the regiment keyword, and not everything has the regiment keyword, but basic troops certainly do. So that's going to be fun.
Have fun, Squirrel, and I'm trying to keep track. I gotta read chat, and this line doesn't help me see the screen, to be honest. Yes, I've completely lost train of thought. This is not good. I cannot hold. Don't ask me why I decided to do this on YouTube. Certainly not the paperwork side of it. The paperwork side of it is just something I should not have done on YouTube. I'm completely lost in my head at the moment because I've got so many models underneath to Right, yes. I'm sorry. Next time I will be. It'll have to actually have something to paint. I won't necessarily leave an option of admin as a poll option, which is not a good idea. So I'm pretty much finished at 4th company at the moment, until I get to 10th company. So 4th company can, seeing as they're all assaulty and charging, they might as well get the Repulsa. Is it Repulsa? Yeah, the big one.
That's the huge one. Yeah.
Yeah, not the one with the big mega cannon. That's the executioner version.
That's the Gladiator, I believe.
No, this is the big. Basically, this is the big transport instead of the little transport. This is the one that is the size of a Land Raider.
I mean, I have the Repulsa.
You either get this one.
That's the standard Repulsa. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not got the big gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it can fit a fair few of those inside it, so I might as well stick it with them. We start moving forward. No reason why it can't be used with other units. Should I be building a force to face someone, for instance? If you ever get the chance to actually play you, it'll be fun to watch.
I believe in 10th as well. Most transport vehicles can have pretty much anything in them now.
For Space Marines, yes, I believe so. They're completely cross-compatible, so I can put Terminators in them as well as Gravis Marines.
Yeah, I think there's some limitations, but it's nowhere near as...
Yeah, I don't think bikes and the other stuff can go in there. But I think Centurions take up 3, which I'm not too happy about. But then again, I've got the Devastator version, so...
Yeah, but they're
I don't need... Yeah, they are massive. But, oh, God, that's a lot of firepower from 3 models. I've seen them one-shot a Land Raider. Comfortably one-shot a Land Raider. In a couple of editions. And it's been like... Right, that's why they cost so much all the time. Okay, I get it.
Their vehicles are a lot more tougher now as well.
True, but this is where I wish I had all the stuff ready and available to my fingertips, because I was good at this job. It's not supposed to be a job, I'm supposed to be painting and not doing admin. Yeah. Either way, what's a last cannon? There is the profile for that out now, isn't there?
Yeah, it's like strength 12 or something like that.
Excellent, because they've all got 2 each, or at least if it's twin linked, it'll negate the last cannon's infamous rolling 1s curse.
Yeah, twin link no longer just gives you an extra shot either.
No,
I believe it's a rerolled hit,
which is what it used to be anyway, back in the 5th and earlier.
Yeah.
So I'm not too. I'll settle for twin link las cannons as a side grade to having 2 las cannons, because las cannons are notorious for rolling fucking 1s anyway. So first one, yay, reroll.
Some of the Space Marine vehicles do have special las cannons. They look like twin and las cannons, but they're actually just 2-shot las cannons. I'm not sure if the Repulsa is in that category, or is that it is actually a twin linked. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, the Repulsa actually has one. I forgot about that. And it's there poking out the front. I forgot it even had that. Yeah, the only las cannons I thought I had in the army were Centurion Devastators and scattered throughout 2 scattered throughout my tactical squads. I forgot I had 2 on them. I forgot I had 2 las cannons on the Repulsa.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a twin link las cannon or it's a 2-shot las cannon. I think it's a 2-shot las cannon.
Yeah, I think it's a las talon as opposed to a las cannon.
Something like
slightly short range, but yes, 2 shots. It may get changed, it may not. Who knows?
No, I'm talking about 10th. I'm pretty sure they released the datasheet for it.
What, for the Repulsa?
I think, well, it's something that was similar to the Repulsa, and it had like twin-linked las cannons on its sponsons, but they weren't called twin-linked. They were called like exterminator las cannons, and it was.
Oh no, that was the bigger version. That's the one with the big gun.
The Gladiator.
No, the Repulsor Executioner.
Right. Okay.
And it takes out various. I think Lehman Russ. It could have this gun, this gun, this gun, this gun, this gun, this gun, this gun. But it had a smaller transport capacity than the standard Repulsor. So yeah, I'm pretty much. I've not got anything to actually go in HQ for 10th apart from my librarian, which really, really sucks. How easy do you think it would be to customize a Reaver into a lieutenant in 4x? Or should I say a captain in 4x?
I don't really kit bash or mod models.
Yeah, I know you pretty much paint as verbatim. Paint very well as verbatim, but still paint as verbatim.
If someone wanted me to kit bash something, I could do it, but I prefer to just keep it as is. And I haven't seen the Reaver models in person yet.
The Reaver models are not that good, in all fairness. Well, actually, no, scratch that. The Reaver models are fine. Their on-table rules are a little bit lackluster.
Yeah, I've read.
The models look pretty cool because they've got like half skull shot faces. Good evening, Kevin. How are you doing this evening? Thank you very much for enjoying the podcast. As soon as you've brought the podcast up, Synscape is the Facebook channel and the commission painter that I was trying to plug on the channel, but yeah, my brain just doesn't focus on many things easily, and I'd completely forgot it at the time. And come on, it was like an hour into it, and you'd already had me talking about God knows what, how many of the things. But yes, please, Synscape Studios. Please check them out. And I do need to put, seeing as you come up, you need to remind me, if you are here at the end, to sort my neck out and put your link in the description.
We also have a competition on at the moment. If you like and share the competition post I have on Facebook, you can win a free commission.
Oh, cool.
Any model that's that's 50 millimeters base or less, and I'll paint it for free.
50 mil base.
It's basically any character or single miniature, you know.
I don't know if you can get quite a lot on a 50 mil base.
There's quite a few models that are 50 mil or less.
Especially the or less. With most characters being on a 40 mil. Usually.
Yeah, that's basically was my intention with some leeway for like special models.
Would that include the ridiculously oval shaped say chaplain on the bike?
Yeah, I mean, I could do. I know that the oval bases are a bit odd, so yeah, I would. It's not a hard fast rule. It's just to limit it to something like someone's not going to get me to do a Storm Surge Tau battle suit or something, you know.
Yeah, here's my stomper. Thank you very much. Thank you. Very nice. Thank you. Make it match my.
At least not yet. Anyway, this is only the first of many competitions that I'm going to be running. So
yeah, well, let's see how it goes. So conversion of one of these seems to be my only chance of getting a Phobos captain at the moment. That means I've got to try and find one that will take a gun. Easily enough. See, the one with the backhanded blade.
he'd probably take a gun quite easily enough. But it's what gun, and I'd have to look through my bits box, wherever that is. And obviously I've got all these characters, but the one character I need, the few characters I need, I have nothing Phobos except for a single librarian and these 6 guys.
Neither do I, actually.
So my entire 10th company is just scouts. Just scouts. Nobody leaves them apart from a librarian. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I'm missing a bleeding scout again.
You need to be more organised. That table of yours is terrible.
Well, this is kind of the point of doing this. I'm missing as another one jumped off to it. There's another one going to his dude. There we go. Well, it's getting knocked off at the moment because of my headphones. Yes, not having the edges, not having nice overflow, shall we say, doesn't help. Where the friggin' Nora is this scout? While I'm looking for this scout, it's got to be somewhere. Ah, you stupid mouse. It's got to be somewhere around here. I did manage to find on my last model we were using. Someone in the comments mentioned the old man's that my chapter masters from, or the model I chosen for my chapter masters from. They mentioned the Tech-Marine and the Apothecary, which you do another Apothecary where I've not shaved down his thingy. So I do actually have the old Tech-Marine still. And the old Apothecary, and I believe that was the standard bearer. I'm just missing his standard.
Not that old.
Oh God, yes. Let's see if I can actually read the base on some of these because they are a metal print.
I think they're even older than before my time joining the hobby.
Well, they do have a game, and is that 1998? Maybe no. Yeah, 1998 for him. That was when he was.
Yeah, I joined about 20 years ago, so before my time.
Just not too far before it was. He's about what 20? Oh crap! He's 25. That model is 25 years old. When that model can go out for a pint and go get absolutely slaughtered. But I did find another one of those where I've got the more chain blade thingy intact. I should actually clean them up. They would be a nice addition to the army as a whole. Having a Tech-Marine is something that I don't have at the moment in any capacity except for that one. So cleaning him up would be nice. So yes, 10th is, well, it was going to be 7 5-man. Oh, sorry, 3 10-man and 1 5-man scout squad. Well, various different weapons, depending on which one it is. However, there is at least a full 10-man squad, I believe, of snipers. A full 10-man squad that can be made of, I think it's bolt guns, and then the 5-man squad, which is... Oh no, it's got to be certain. No. can only be 2, and it's going to be 3 of them because shotguns. Goddamn shotguns! I hate shotguns. I've never liked them.
Why? They're good.
Well, shotgunners, and give me a bolt gun any day of the week. Even better, give me a heavy bolter.
I don't know how it's going to be in 10th, but shotguns have a good stratagem that make them better. Can't remember what it was though.
Yeah, but that's a stratagem. I don't want to have to spend CP on a stratagem.
Yeah.
CP, I believe, is going to be a very, very limited resource. So yeah, I'm going to limit that.
Yeah, but there's going to be a lot less things to spend it on.
Well, will they have the stratagems on the cards?
Yeah, they're still going to have stratagems, but there's only going to be like half a dozen of them, as opposed to having like 50 of them.
Well, even though they give us 50 of the damn things, I only really used, apart from the command reroll, I used about 3.
Exactly. That's what they're doing. They're just streamlining it down to the ones that people actually use.
So if anyone was really stupid and dropped something really dangerous next to my eradicators or anything that could actually do them damage, good evening, Field Camp. How are you doing? Yeah, if anyone was stupid enough to drop down next to anything dangerous. Oh, this is someone you know. Well, hello, welcome. This is Lazy Mini Painting. Normally, I'm not doing admin. I'm normally painting, or trying to paint at least something. If I do that, it might. There we go. I'm sorting the conundrum at the moment. And yes, Sinscape Studios down below is helping me. So I need to start watching the command structure and what HQs I have left over. See, lieutenants, still got 4 lieutenants, still got 2 captains in Gravis armor, still got a captain in Terminator armor, but it is the old sculpt, which is the Calf box set one, I believe. 5-man Terminator squad, 5-man Vanguard veteran squad, 3-man Blade Guard veteran squads, 2 Blade Guard ancients. Then that just leaves the command, which is the chapter master.
Have you got a background for your chapter master?
He's the surviving member of a small company coming from the Estevan. A small ship. There was a single, well, not a single squad, but there's only a few of them, and it was all broken in higgledy-piggledy bits all over the place. It was not from a single squad. There was just one got onto the ship and managed to get off. Sucked into a water storm and spewed out during the Indominus crusade.
What chapter was he originally from then?
Salamanders.
Salamanders on Istvan 3?
They did take part in some of the rescuing, I believe.
Okay, I've not got that far into the Horus Heresy.
I'm pretty sure they were.
As far as I know, it was just Death Guard, Emperor's Children, Sons of Horus, and there was one more, but it wasn't.
Well, here's a spoiler. Those were all traitors. The ones that took.
Yeah.
I think it was Iron Hands, Raven Guard, salamanders.
So they came in later, I assume.
With the 3 loyalists, I believe that returned. I'll have to double check.
Did they go back to Istvan 3 to find the...
Some of them
loyalists?
were like, I
Right,
believe
okay.
so.
I'm currently rereading all the Horus Heresy books. I'm only on Flight of the Eisenstein.
That's the thing. I read them and I can't. I'm doubting myself now.
I'm sure you're probably right. I only read like 7 of the books before, and now I'm just trying to get through them all again.
I got about 20 something. There are some books that I like the Burning Prospero and what's the other one called? Prospero Burns and the opposite side. Essentially, it's the counterparts to each other of Russ and Magnus.
Mm-hmm.
At the point where that happens, I'm assuming you're aware widely enough of the knowledge of the canon to know that something happens between those two. And these 2 books written in the counterpart. So one's from Magnus's point of view, the other one's from Russ's point of view, and it's the same thing. I do like those 2, as well as the 2 Lion books that I read earlier on. However, I would like to see what they've done with him, and I do like what they've done with his Lion, with his new model. Well, I'll catch you later, Kirsty. Thank you very much for joining this evening.
Bye.
Please. Thank you so much. I know I'm making it extra boring tonight, chat. I'm sorry. This is the math part, and this is the other side part that no one talks about Warhammer, which is, especially when you've got large collections, is making sure you know what you've got and where it goes and where it's supposed to go with. And nobody ever actually likes talking about that. If you keep a small army, then that's great. You know what you've got is all just one little neat little thingy. That's it, closed, done. If, however, you like me and you want to have a bigger collection, then yeah, it kind of takes over a bit, which is not fun. So yeah, essentially they got spat out. Back to what you asked me, how their backstory. With being that small fleeing ship, they were spat out right in front of the Indominus Crusade. They immediately got recognised for what they were, got reinforced, got made into a chapter under the command of Chapter Master Lazarus, who had managed to survive the war for what Gilliman is assuming millennia. Not quite that long. It was a little bit quicker, but they did have to survive a little bit and did. Yeah, do some losses, which is why not so many got through, which is my excuse for only having like 5 Terminators, 5 Vanguard veterans, 10 Stern Guard, and my number of veterans being quite low, and therefore my number of Primaris veterans is pretty much equal, which doesn't help.
Nothing helps when you're trying to make 1,000 models.
Well, do you want to know something that does? Crap load of cash, or being sent the models, or well, there is another method, but I don't. Yes, don't do that method. Don't do that method for official models. Find nice proxies. If you can find nice proxies, then by all means, you can use proxies and play other games such as One Page Rules. One Page Rules is a fantastic game system, I believe.
What was that? One Page Rules?
Yes, One Page Rules. One Page Rules. I know. That is blasphemous to some. I've never actually played it.
I've never heard of it.
It's pretty much what it says. 1 page worth of. It's not actually 1 page rules because there is other stuff that goes with it, but it's pretty much free. It's a different. I think it's a more of an alternating action type of game, but essentially they don't have so much set models. You can use whatever you've got. So if I've already got a Space Marine army, you can pretty much build an army around that within 1 page rules.
Okay.
Somebody heavily armored with a something weapon. Whatever the rules for that would be, and like, okay, my intercessors will represent those, my assault intercessors will represent those, and so on and so forth. Hell, I've used 40k models in Dungeons and Dragons. Do you realise how great it is to have Death Knights turn up and just plunk down 3 Blade Guard veterans in the middle of a Dungeons and Dragons field and go, right, Death Knight 1, Death Knight 2, Death Knight 3. There you go. Roll for initiative. And the characters are actual Dungeons and Dragons character, the Wizkid size. So to play something down on a 32mm base, it's like, oh no, this doesn't look, and big swords and shields. Yeah, it's quite fun. So yeah, I'll throw. I've even thrown like war bosses in as random feral creatures and stuff. Give them random hit numbers and treated them pretty much as an orc would be. It was interesting. It worked, especially for a change in how the basics of D&D would work. So that's pretty much everything sorted out, whether it's except for the loose captains, which will get taken up as well as companies progress. So now it's just down to doing some repairs, which will start with him. Because there are always some repairs. Ooh, somebody got a notification.
Yeah, that was my phone.
Ah.
Someone's messaged me on Facebook.
I hope it's not someone who joined this stream briefly and he's now messaging you going, what the hell are you doing with that boring son? I really hope it's not ruining your image doing this. Obviously,
No, it's just a friend of mine.
Because it does seem to be that. My streams can either go one way or the other. They're either incredibly boring like tonight's. I'm sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen that are staying to watch me. I really am. It's either incredibly, and I'm not saying that you're incredibly boring. It's just that, as you said, you're quiet, you're concentrating as you are painting something. As it is a secret project that somebody has paid you for, that's why we're not showing anything on.
Well,
nothing too much on live internet access before he's gone out for.
I wouldn't say secret project.
Well, it's not gone out it's not gone out as part of your portfolio yet, I'm assuming.
Not yet, unless they're happy for me to.
In which case, now it's a secret project.
Fair enough.
So yes.
As a shout out, it's actually Feldkamp in the chat who has hired me to do these.
Oh, Feldkamp. So it is your army that is currently under. Right. Okay. So we've just been discussing about what you've got in your army. So you've got the Judicia. Let's move him out of the way for a moment. You've got the Judicia, the Blade Guard Ancient, the.
I mean, I hope you don't mind me saying, bringing you into it, but.
It helps that I just happen to have the models represented roughly. I can I mean, my painting ability is by no means to be compared with what you have commissioned. I do this because it's a kick up the backside for me to actually get these done. Part of the hobby that I don't enjoy doing. You're paying someone who actually does this well and can do it because they enjoy doing it. So those models, they are very nice. I believe I don't know what colour scheme you've gone for. I've gone for a very dark colour scheme, but we have both gone for the same rough idea, I believe. I've gone for a very dark armour with essentially, it's the shoulder pads themselves that are toned, as you can probably see. If my light would ever do what I wanted it to do, but it doesn't. It's easy. I just feel like it's easy to just pick a model up, like the lieutenants, for instance. Very dark armor, blue shoulder pads. And in my case, there are also bright blue shields as well. But yeah, minus salamanders, which I'm looking forward to because of the new flamers that are coming in the new box set. That'll mean I can bunch the assault intercessors.
Oh yeah, of course, they're very salamander-like, aren't they?
Oh yes. That's command squad. He's glued back. So So my first attempt at a custom model, at a kit bash model, was essentially a Gravis, the shooty Gravis captain.
Oh right, yeah. Is that a helmet he's carrying?
Yes, essentially he's picked up somebody else's helmet. He's like, oh no, my guys.
It looks like he's talking to it.
I suppose, is it Hamlet or Macbeth? Is it Hamlet where he's talking?
I was thinking more Castaway.
Possibly. Yeah, talking to the ball. Or essentially talking to himself. That's more befitting for my army, talking to themselves. Especially, of course, with me naming myself as the chapter master. Definitely more fitting. Where's my other? Oh, because it's not 3 librarians, one's Phobos. One's a firstborn, and one's Primaris. That's actually quite nice having 3 different librarians. The librarian I do actually have. Do you remember it was one of the 5th or 6th edition boxes where it's Dark Angels versus Chaos.
Maybe.
You ended up getting a captain and a librarian in that box set. That was Dark Angels kind of specific. So you had a tiny bit of Dark Angels.
I think when I joined the hobby, I don't know what edition I started in. I want to say I started in 6th, but I don't remember it. I remember 7th very well.
It wasn't a starter box. It was kind of like what they do now when they kind of pitch 2 sides against each other and go, there you go, there's a box of 2 mini armies. It was kind of that, but done in a more starter boxy style.
All right, okay.
So both sides got a troop unit, both sides. So I think it was a tactical squad, a captain, a librarian, 5-man Terminator squad. And 3 bikes, I believe, on the Dark Angels side, and you got a Hellbrute and a load of other stuff for the Chaosy side. I was looking.
Oh, I remember a kit with a Hellbrute in it, but it was, I believe it was Chaos and Blood Angels, and I think it was certainly not as, certainly a bit more recent than what I think you're referring to.
It might have been. My passage of time is, I'm useless about it. But I managed to salvage the librarian off my friend, which is nice. So I do actually have a varied choice in librarians, but still only Phobos HQAO. So I'm going to have to customize somehow. Which means I've got to find a good enough bolter to represent. Where is it? I'm going to go for a wander on the internet for a moment because I need to find the model. But I need to. Essentially, if I'm going to try and make my own one of these out of Phobos armor, then I'm going to need to actually have an idea what the hell he looks like. So let's go have a look at the model then. I have to try and replicate on my own. Next to no talent whatsoever. I like the way Space Marines get their own section. Okay. No, wrong thing. He's silver. Okay, let's go find it. Ah, there he is. See, that's not too bad. I just need to find a way of putting a cloak on one.
Green stuff if you're any good with it.
I've never actually tried it. See, I could turn his hand probably into a pointy hand quite easily.
Or you could probably cut some thin
and
fabric up and use super glue to make it solid.
That is an option. That is an option. That way I could cut it round his backpack.
And you would get the texture without having to work on it.
Right, yeah. So that's the guy that I want to try and see. That's the guy that I want to try. Just move it up. And that's the guy I'm going to try and make it into roughly. So the gun hand I can change into the pointy hand quite easily. And it should be easy enough to get with a cape on with a little bit more embellishment on his base, put him on a bigger base. Maybe having fully on a tactical rock out of this 32mm when he upgraded into the 40mm. Turn his 32mm base into his full tactical rock because it is compulsory. It is compulsory for any character, especially captains, to be on a tactical rock of some description.
Or Hero Rock, yeah.
Well, it's how you tell which ones are most important. He's on a rock. That's it. Apothecary. He needs basing. Undercoat. I'm not sure how to do him because I want to keep him majority black armor. Because if I don't, he's just going to look like an ultramarine one. And I don't like that. I might just do a single arm white.
Librarian?
No, apothecary.
Oh, apothecary. They should be white.
I know. But because of my black armor and blue shoulder pad scheme, if I was to paint his armor white and give him the blue shoulder pads, he would then look like a damn ultra smurf. So I don't want that to happen.
Having a white model, one single white model represent the apothecary in a whole army of black, looks good. I've got it with my Black Templars. It looks good.
I'm tempted to do it as just his arms and keep his armor black his legs and torso black. So it'll still stand out, but it won't be as overpowering, and possibly his helmet as well.
Mm-hmm.
So do his helmet and his arms white. Probably. We shall see. We shall see. I just know I've got to pay another bloody Marine on his base.
Oh, it's EB. Hello, EB.
Good evening. Good evening, all. And Kev, how are you doing? Sorry, Kev, Crypto Kev, as opposed to Kevin 7 Kev. Oh, it's going to get confusing. Oh, no. I'm already confused as it is. Don't come up. So everything just needs to have markers done on the bottom of it, really. And we write stuff on each one, what they're part of. Still not happy about having to do repairs, but still, they need doing. So I'm going to have to do the damn things. Some of the older models I'm very reluctant to drill and pin, even though I know it's what they really need to do to make sure that they stay together. I'm just really reluctant to do it because it damages the old model itself.
What's that stripping it?
Yep, I knew I did something. There we go. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what you call a complete debacle of somebody trying to do something on YouTube and not super glue himself together at the same time. So I'm just going to put his star bottle back on. Because I know that base is from 92. So this, I know some of these models are a little bit on the age side. No, it was definitely Dark Angels, because look, I've got a leftover Sergeant with a Dark Angels shoulder pad.
Okay, what was that? That's from the kit you were talking about.
Yeah, that's the Sergeant from the Tactical Squad. Plasma pistol in one hand.
Oh, I remember that model. Yeah, okay. It looks familiar.
It kind of gives you a proxy for whatever the Chapter Master was called as well. It wasn't an exact model for it, but it was equipped sufficiently enough so that you could go, do you want to know something? That's him. He's got the helmet, he's got the sword, he's got the combi. Are there any leftover models that might haven't gone that? I do have you that's got that. Yeah. Oh. See, this one should have gone over to EB with the other two, but it didn't because I couldn't find his gun arm. And now I really wish I could find his gun arm because then it would give me a gun to go on there.
Well, if you didn't have such a mess.
It's in the biz box. This was a donation from my sister, actually. She picked up the first Conquest issue where you got 3 intercessors. I picked up 10 copies of that edition because I wasn't passing up 30 Marines for £30. That was an excellent bargain as far as I was.
Yeah, you're lucky to get 5 models for £30 these days.
Well, you can. I think it's £35 for 10 intercessors on the current market, which is the full build kit.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing as I already had everything, all the ones that I got from the 8th edition starter box, 2 copies of another 30 on top of that give me a lot of Marines, a lot of intercessors. Subscribing then to the Conquest magazine give me a whole lot more. including at least one squad one unit that's got the grenade launcher wherever he is. He's somewhere in all this lot. Oh, actually, he's probably already been put away. So, right, his Stormbolters we back on. Now for you, who, if you don't stay this time, then you're getting steel pinned. All 9 of you. Because I hate these flight bases. These flight bases are the worst flight bases I have ever seen.
Yeah, I don't like them.
They are absolutely awful. This time I've actually gone out and bought Gorilla Super Glue. Now, Gorilla Glue, in my experience, has usually been one of the best glues I've used to glue something in place.
Yeah, Gorilla's good.
So hopefully, this time, it's actually going to work. Oh, a mover reaction. I dare not ask for spoilers. See what movie he's possibly doing. Although I've not been active on the Discords. All the Instagrams, in the case of Arius and the Nation. I've had quite a busy week, and it's been difficult to get on them. Oh, come on, set. See. Oh, D&D. Oh. See, I've still seen it, and I don't know if I want to see it, to be quite honest. Because they're never going to do D&D right.
Definitely not.
They're just not. There's going to be far too many humans in it, for a start. And I understand that humans are the most populated race, and they are scattered everywhere across. But they're scattered everywhere, including amongst all the other races.
They might do it justice, but...
Well, my friend's seen it, and he said it was okay. He said there was nothing in it that was going to make me angry, so I was like, oh, okay, fair enough, I'll give it a go. I asked him how many dragons he saw. He got confused at the question, which didn't give him much hope. And I know in the trailer I've already seen that there's 2 types of dragons, and in fairness, they stayed true to the dragon typings. So the black dragon didn't breathe fire, it breathed like an acidy kind of spewing breath thing, rather than the typical fire dragon. Whereas that's the trope of the red dragon, usually, is to do the fire. But is there another one that does fire? One does cold, lightning, acid, fire.
I'm not sure. I'm more into the Lord of the Rings stuff than actual D&D.
You see, I'm only aware of one dragon in that. And that was definitely a fire breather.
Oh, Arias, thank you for plugging my Facebook.
Yes.
In the podcast. I watched it. Was it last night? It was good.
I put myself through that torture. And I'm not saying it was a bad podcast, because in fairness, it was quite a good podcast, and I really enjoyed doing it. It was torture because I had to hear my own voice back, and I can't do it. Oh dear God, no. How? Yeah, it's just a very torturous, very, very torturous thing for me to do. So I try not to do it, which is why anyone subscribed to me has been for quite a while, quite well knows that I only go and do live streams because I can't stand the sound of my own voice. So until I get someone who goes, yeah, I'll edit for free because I want something to do, and then in which case, there you go, I'll put on videos as long as you're a good enough editor, but I can't edit and I don't listen to myself.
Yeah, I hate my own voice. I'm not looking forward to editing YouTube channels and stuff like that, but with everything I've got planned for my business, I'm going to have to get used to it all.
Well, if you're editing, depending how good you are at editing and how deep you're willing to go into it, it's not that I don't think I'm capable of doing it. It's just that I think I'm going to get lost down a rabbit hole, and then I'm just going to end up becoming an editor, and I'm not going to get paid because I'm learning how to edit things, and I'm going to be stuck on one video for about 3 years, going, no, it's not right. I can do that to it. I can do that to it. I can do that to it. Oh, I've learned how to do this, and so I don't want to jump down that rabbit hole until I've got the first rabbit hole at least under control, shall we say?
Yeah.
You can see how that's going. That's going very well. Right, so move the bits that I found earlier back to the bits tray. I want to keep I really want to keep that power axe out, but I'm going to have to throw that in the bits tray as well, and those two halves of a torso. And what's that head? Oh no, you're a face. You're a face. No, you go away. No one faces. Go away. The only thing, have you got a beard? You got a beard? No. I do need to see if I've got some old Space Wolf bits. Let me see the other one. My eyesight's getting really, really, really good. Right. Where are they gonna go now? That's not too bad then. If they're trying to get a full course of a campaign in 2 hours, then there is a limit of what you can do on the screen, essentially. Yeah, there's not much you can. That's the problem they had with Lord of the Rings. They managed it quite well, as far as I was concerned.
I think for D&D, it would be better as a TV series.
Possibly, yes. Well, I'm moving out of every camera shot possible here. The Amazon Prime series that they did for Critical Role was actually pretty good. The animation one, if you've not seen it,
No,
give it a go. Give it a go. It's relatively humorous. It's quite a good interpretation of what they did at their D&D table in an animated form, with them actually being professional voice actors and voice acting their own characters as well does help, because it means any emotions that they went through when they were playing the game as being players, then they can interpret over. To be quite honest, that first campaign is what's launched them, made them what they are. The second campaign did a lot to drag a lot of other people in. Third campaign, I'm not too keen on. But hey, they're multimillionaires. I'm not. Who knows best? I'm guessing them.
Yeah. Wasn't there a huge commotion with them, like whether it was all fake or not?
See, the thing,
not that it matters, it's still entertainment, but you know.
Right, here's the thing: when people go, it's fake, it's not fake. It's just that they've had to change because of the people who watch. Look, when they're sat around a table, they can get away with certain things. When you're sat live broadcasting to 20, 30 people, you can get away with certain things. When you're live broadcasting to a few thousand people, no, you've got to change. Something's got to change there. Just your production value alone has to change. You have to make it more visually engaging. And this small YouTube section that I've managed to find my way into, I've learned so much in just regards to how certain platforms might work and how certain things work within those platforms. So as soon as they started to gain a bigger fan base, they had to go more, not more scripted, because I don't believe it's scripted, but certainly play more into characters and story rather than making it all what it would necessarily be at a standard D&D table. They have to glorify it and make it big and glorify it up, because they are these voice actors and they've become this thing that is bigger than a standard Dungeons and Dragons table at home.
Yeah. I believe they just kind of like talk in advance what they want to do that session and then just do it.
To a degree, possibly. They might, like for instance, the party might go, right at the end of the last session, we will. Obviously, Matt will have his own plans. There are theories out there that Laura's been a plant within the party for years. I don't see it. I just see it. She's actually quite a good improv player at times. If you give her the right prompts, she'll get them and run with them, as any of the others will as well. They are actors after all. Nothing else. It's just kids playing pretend, and that's all actors ever will be, really. Kids playing pretend and getting paid for it, whether it's voice acting or whether it's real acting. I think it was Samuel L. Jackson who actually said something along those lines. Essentially, yeah, I'm the luckiest man. I get to play pretend and get paid for it. It's great. Been doing it since I was 10-year-old. Just not getting paid for it at that age. Anyway, I'm rambling, and Lee, I'm so sorry. I was just about to say I'm rambling, so I'm about to end the stream. So just give me a moment, and yeah, we will have a chat. I am so sorry, mate. Yes, I am rambling. I managed to sort it out, so I know where everything's going to go now. I've just got to pack it all away into boxes. I know what my spare models are. I know what my overspill is. I know which boxes everything needs to go into and where it's going to go. So next time I will actually be doing some painting. I may or may not do a poll as to what I paint. You will have to pay attention to the channel, I suppose, if you actually want to know. Or if I do a poll, vote to see what I do. But yes, thank you all for joining me this evening. Thank you if you've left a like, if you've subscribed, shared, and anything. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Drive safe, and yeah, have a good night.
Bye-bye, everyone.